Let's be honest, dropshipping sounds easy until you spend weeks testing products, tweaking ads, and still seeing zero sales. You're still sitting there refreshing your dashboard like, what am I missing? I used to feel the exact same way until I cracked a simple system that took me from nothing to my first 10K month within 6 months of starting dropshipping. And no, it wasn't luck and it wasn't some viral product. It was a process, a repeatable formula that anyone can use to make their first 10K with dropshipping, even if you're starting from completely scratch. I'm going to walk you through exactly how I did it, the product research, the ad strategy I'm using, how to find good suppliers that actually ship out your products fast and don't leave customers waiting, and how to scale into some real profits. Let's break this down step by step. So let's start with the foundation. Product research. 90% of people fail before they even get the chance to succeed. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't know marketing, because they picked the wrong product. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys my exact product research that I use to find winning products that are able to scale to 100K months, just like you guys seen in some of my case studies in the past. So first we'll get right into it. So obviously you want your product to solve some sort of problem, but we're going deeper than just the surface level. You want it to solve some type of deep insecurity or a massive pain point. And what I mean by like deep insecurity, like examples of deep insecurity would be like acne or skin problems. So like people have like a ton of acne on their face. Obviously it's a massive insecurity. And then people who have like red bumps or like eczema or stuff like that on their skin, obviously another big insecurity. Another big insecurity is something called a fupa. And if you guys don't know what a fupa is, it's a little patch of stomach for girls that sits like right below their stomach that they normally hide with some type of legging or like shapewear or something like that. So the next thing is the massive pain point. So things that are like massive pain points could be like real pain. So like back pain for like maybe like a grandma, grandpa, older, like people like your mom or your dad's age. A lot of back pain. And it's not just that it hurts. It's like, yeah, obviously back pain hurts. It's that they're missing out on opportunities. They're missing out on opportunities to either play with their grandchildren, play with their kids, be like a coach on their baseball team, football team, whatever. Like you really want to dive into like what is really, like what would really push them over to the edge to actually buy. Like most of us like have like pain, like you'll have like a little cramp or like you'll have like a little like slight lower back pain, but you don't really think about it. But like if somebody put in your mind, all right, if you keep on having this back pain down the road, you won't be able to do these activities. Or if you're already at that stage of back pain where it's so bad that you can't do the activities, then you're like, this product will help you be able to do these activities again. So that's why like something like that is very good. Another massive pain point could be something like pet odor. Like everybody is super passionate about their house, like keeping their house clean. I mean, it's your home. Like when people come over, you want it to smell good, look nice, stuff like that. So like if you have like dogs, cats, which a lot of people in the United States they have pets, pet odor is a massive thing. So if you can really dive into the pain point about, oh, you don't want to be embarrassed when your relatives come over, when your friends come over because of your pet odor, you have to get this, and it's trusted by thousands of other customers. So that's kind of how I want you guys thinking when I'm talking about like problem solving. Now the next thing we'll go into is a unique factor. So how I like to think about this is you can't sell a white t-shirt unless you're Chrome Hearts. And another way you guys could think about this is you can't sell a normal like vacuum or mop just because everybody's seen it before. Like you need something a little new. Like I'm not saying invent a completely new product, but you want something called a unique mechanism. So a product I sold in the past was this steam mop. So basically I'll kind of draw it out for you guys. It was like this little mop, had like a trigger up here, and then had these two rotating pads that blasted steam out of it. And it also vacuumed in, that looks fucking terrible. And it also vacuumed in like crumbs on the ground. So not only was it steaming their floor and mopping their floor at the same time, it was also vacuuming. So that's like where like the unique mechanism is insane right there. Because like, yeah, maybe you have something that like mops and vacuums at the same time. Maybe you've seen something like that before. But does it also steam your floor? Does it also be able to use just steam and water, so you're not using harsh chemicals on your floor so you don't ruin your wood floors that you just got? Like stuff like that. Like that's kind of how I want you guys thinking about like a unique factor. Really key in on some type of unique mechanism. You want this in your product because obviously you can't, it's really hard to sell something that people have seen a million times, like a normal vacuum or a normal mop. So that's kind of why you guys need this. The next thing I want to get into is visual. And this is especially good for any of you guys if you're newer to drop shipping. because one, these are the easiest type of products to sell, and I'll get into that in a second. But basically, with a visual product, the customer can see what the product will do for them in real time. So example that I love, because it's just such an easy example for people to get this, is like hair extensions. If a girl's scrolling IG Reels, right? Or a mom is like scrolling Facebook or something, and they see a person who looks exactly like them put in a hair extension, and it makes their hair look fuller, look better. It's the exact right color that they want. All those things that makes them look better. They're already going to trust that this product works because they see it working in real time. It's not like a supplement where like you're just going off of like, what's the ad saying? Is this magical pill actually gonna solve what it says it's gonna solve? Those products are a little harder to solve because you need to be really good at something called D2C copywriting. And if you're newer to dropshipping, still in like your first 6 months, you aren't an expert at this. Yes, ChatGPT can help you, but it is not perfect. So that's kind of where like these visual products are just a lot easier to sell because the product does all the heavy lifting. The next thing I want to go over is having good margins on your product. So with good margins, you want to be at a 4 to 5x markup, and the only time when you're not going to be here is if you're profiting $60 per order. So basically my whole philosophy behind this is you always are going to be competing with rising CPAs. This is cost per acquisition or cost per purchase. As you start to scale and you start to get out of the testing phase, your CPAs are going to rise, so it's going to be more expensive to acquire one customer. So when your CPAs rise, guess what's dropping? Your profit margins. But how are we going to deal with that? By having the 4 to 5x markup so that you're good here. So the reason you want a 4x markup, and this really comes into play like with cheaper products, is because like let's say you're going to be sourcing a product, right, for like $7. And you're like, all right, Zach, let me just do a 3x markup, industry average. I'll just sell it for $21. $21 seems good. I have a 3x markup. Well, you're not taking cost per acquisition into the play at all, because now out of the $21 that you are getting from one sale, 7 of that is going to your COGS. So now you only have $14 to acquire one customer, and that is terrible. Like that is very low CPA, and it's really going to be hard to scale on that. To be honest, it's even going to be hard to even get out of the testing phase with that low of CPA. But like let's say you had that same product that you're selling for $7 and you do a 5x markup, it's going to be $35, and that's still going to be a very low CPA. So what you guys can do, especially with cheaper products, I'll get into more expensive products in a second, is you can bundle and run a BOGO. So I'm not really going to talk about offers too much in this video, but basically if you bundle it as a BOGO, you can raise your price because the perceived value is going up. So now with the same product that you're getting for $7 cost to ship, it's probably going to be more like $2, because we'll get into weight and shipping in a second, but it'll probably be more like $2 just for one product because of weight and shipping. Now you're only raising it to $9, and now you can price this at like $50 or $59.99, like something like that. And now your cost per acquisition is going to be way higher. Now you're going to have a $50 cost per acquisition, and now it's going to be a lot easier for you to get profitable. I'll kind of explain like what this means like with shipping. So like the next thing I want to talk about is like you want the product to be lightweight. So this means like under 3 kg. That's like the highest you want to go. Ideally, you want to be between like obviously like 0 to like 1.5. I would say like right in this range is good, because China uses something called volumetric weight. So I should put lightweight and small, because China uses something called volumetric weight. So it's weight plus size equals how much it's going to be to ship. So I forgot to talk about this, but basically like 1 kg is going to be right around like $6 to ship. That's just kind of a rough estimate for that. So like let's say with this product, right, you're under 1 kg, like a $7 product, something that's costing $2, it's probably more going to be something like 500 grams or something. So I'd be like 0.5 kg or even less. So it's going to be like $6 to ship, or like $5 to ship, a little cheaper. So you do something like this where you're adding another product and adding a BOGO deal, because you get to raise your price and you get a better CPA. Now I feel like you guys kind of get the gist of this product criteria that I have. I'm going to come over here to CaloData. This is where I want you guys doing all your product research on. This is the best tool out right now. And CaloData is normally $99 a month. So what I use is this software called Luxury Services. Basically what Luxury Services is it takes all types of different like softwares and apps you guys can use, like CaloData obviously here, ChatGPT Plus, HeyGen, really good for AI scripting videos, GetHooked, another good one. They even just added Sora AI, so this is really good. And basically you're getting all of this for just $24.99 a month instead of paying for all these subscriptions. Like right here it says it'd be $1,750 if you paid for all of them. So if you guys do want to use this tool, it'll be third link in the description. I just thought I'd put that in there if you guys want to save some money. So yeah, let's get into CaloData. So basically what CaloData is, if you guys don't know what this is already, it basically takes all the top products from TikTok Shop and puts them in one place. Like right here, this little cat litter box. If I click into here, in the past 30 days, this product has done $3 million in sales in the past 30 days. And you might be thinking like, oh shit, I'm just gonna sell that. Well, the thing is why you don't wanna sell something like this or something on like the front page like this is because everybody who uses this software has the same pages and sees the same products. So that's where having a good product criteria comes in. I'll kind of show you guys a couple of the filters that I use. So basically, I'll show you guys all three, because why not? I'll show you guys all three. So the first filter I use will be the 30-day filter. And I'll come in here. I'll always just want a video revenue because that's really the only place that you can actually get the content from, because we need to rip off the start. And then 70% revenue growth rate. That's the first one I use. The second one I use is just 7 days, take off growth rate, leave on video. That's the second one I use. And then the third one I use is if you come in here, you can select the past 3 days, and then I will take off everything, and it'll just be the past 3 days showing me products that just started popping off recently. So basically those are all the filters I use. In this video, I'm just gonna be using this 30-day filter. So let me go and just apply this real quick, and then we can get into some live product research. All right, but another filter is applied. I'll kind of bring you guys through my thought process when I'm doing product research. So basically with the first couple of pages, you don't really want to be checking them too much. Like you can like look through these a little bit, but most of these products are going to be absolutely ran through. Because again, everybody sees these front couple pages, everybody knows that they're high rev. Everybody thinks, oh, let me just launch these, I'm gonna get rich. That's just not how it works. So we're just gonna come through here and we are going to look for some products. So basically like with a lot of these, like they're going to be brands or they are going to be like some shapewear products. I don't want you guys selling in the shapewear niche just because that niche is so saturated and it's really hard to come and compete. There's so many big brands already taking up majority of the market share and it's really hard to come in and compete. So that's one kind of place I would stay a little bit away from. All right, but now let me kind of put you in my mind of when I'm doing product research. Like I've seen this product before. It's like this toilet gel stamps, not very good, not great. This is a product that has done really good in the past before. So I'll kind of show you guys why this is such a good product. So basically this is a body hair removal cream. Basically it's for like women who like, if like you have like some like mustache hair, armpit hair, and you like want it removed, you can use it. I'll just show you guys a video so you guys can get a better understanding.
Why are you still saving your Gucci in 2025? This body hair removal cream is sensitive skin friendly. Old stuff used to burn me and smell terrible. It even comes with this applicator that you can use and apply however you need. And within 5 minutes, the hair literally melts off. You just scrape it off, put it on a...
All right, I feel like you guys kind of get the gist of that ad. But basically, another thing of why CaloData is so good is because you get content to launch with. Like, all this is just called UGC, which is user-generated content. They're just TikTok shop videos. And these videos are performing the best right now because it's really raw. It's just like a genuine review, me to you, about this product and why I like it and how it can help you. So that's also why this is super good. But then I also want to show you guys why it is not good to run products that are on the front couple pages. So if I come over here and I look up ads library, Facebook's ads library, let me just click into that. And when I click into that, let me just grab the name. So if I look up body hair removal cream, right? Come over here to ad library and I'm looking this up. But when I look this product up on Facebook ad library, you guys can already see how many people are running the same product. Like right here, that's the same product that we were just looking at. If I keep on scrolling, I'll definitely find more as well. Yeah, right here. Let me just keep on going. Some more right here. Like look how many competitors there are for this product. There's even more down here, like people running this product. So basically, we can tell that this product is a little saturated because it's on the first couple pages. So my kind of whole like idea with like saturation and what I look for is I want to see max 2 to 3 competitors running it also on Facebook using the same ribs. If there's 2 to 3 competitors running a product just like that, but they're not using the same ads, it's a different story. You can run that product. Yes, you'll probably have higher CPMs because of other people running just the same type of product, because the people you're trying to sell to are also going to be seeing their ads as well, but you're running your own UGC. Like Meta really doesn't like when you're running UGC that other people are running at the same time, or just like ads in general. Like if you run the same exact ad as somebody else, Meta's going to penalize you for that. So I normally look for 2 to 3 competitors. And then also, if you guys like run into that situation where like you have a couple other competitors, what you guys can do instead of like, let's say those 2 competitors took all the top, they took the top 2 pages of ads. Now you guys can start running these ads. Like these ads are fine. I know they're lower rev and they're not as good of ads, but they're still good enough to test with. So you can like run this page. You can run like page 4. You don't want the rev to get too low. But if you use your own intuition and you can tell what makes a good ad, you'll be just fine. Now I kind of want to find a product that maybe isn't as saturated, so I kind of show you guys what the next steps are when you find a good product. So I'm just going to keep on scrolling through here until I find something that kind of catches my eye. Nothing in there is really catching my eye. Nothing in here is really catching my eye either. A lot of those products I've seen for a while now. Here's like that Fupa device I was talking about. This was a big product for that. I'm going to keep on going. Nothing's really catching my eye. I'm just seeing a lot of the same products that I've been seeing. What's this? Heated warming. This looks interesting. Let me click into this one. So basically, like when I click into it, kind of the first thing I'm looking at is this graph. And what I'm seeing right now is like, this graph is crazy. Like this is the type of graph we're looking for. The next thing you also want to do is go to the 180 time frame. Like you don't want to see a bunch of revenue back here, because you got to think there's tens of thousands of people who scroll on Callo every single day. And if the product had a ton of revenue back here, like in 2K, 3K days back here or more, then you can kind of tell somebody probably saw it already and tried to run it. But if you see a graph like this where like recently it just blew the fuck up, that's kind of what you're looking for. So now I'll kind of go into here, look at this product, see if it'd be like good to sell. So I'm going to watch some of the UGC videos.
Perfect Christmas gift for the in-laws. This is a food warming mat, and if you have someone in your life who is always hosting like holidays or something, this is perfect. You just plug it in and it has a bunch of different temperature settings and goes up to 212 degrees. Plus you can set it to stay warm for up to 6 hours.
All right, cool. So it's like heater for food, and like especially with this time of year, a lot of people are family gatherings. Yeah, it looks like a decent product that I would probably sell. But before we do that, I'll come back to my product research list and kind of see like what it does. So like problem solving, is it really that problem solving? I mean, I guess kind of, just because if you have a bunch of people over, you want to keep all that food warm. You want to lay it out on a table so people can eat it and it doesn't get cold. So I guess it kind of does solve like that type of problem. Unique factor, I've seen stuff like this before, but I would have to dive a little deeper into it to see if it has some type of unique mechanism. So I'll just leave that as a half check for now. Visual, yes, you can see the food start to get warm. You can see her turn it on, the temperature rise, so it is very visual. Good margin. So how we're going to find margins on this product is we're going to come over to this website called 1688. Basically with 1688, it's the factories in China that literally produce all the products. Like there's every product that you could even imagine on here. This is like the best place to source from. But the one thing is, if you guys are trying to source from 1688, you guys are going to need a private supplier. And if you guys don't already have a private supplier, I got you covered. Fourth link in my description, there'll just be a type form to be able to work with that private supplier. You'll just need to fill in a few questions about the product you're selling, give them the 1688 link, stuff like that, and he will start fulfilling the orders for you. The reason why these guys are so much better than like ZenDrop, AliExpress, CJ Dropshipping is because they're getting the price from the factory. So not only is the COGS going to be way cheaper, you're also going to be getting faster shipping time, higher quality products because it's coming straight from the factory. They're not cutting anything like that. And you're also going to get a chat with the entire team where basically like you can like send them other product links that you might have, talk to them if you're having problems with like fulfillment, or if like an order gets canceled, you can just talk to them, stuff like that. Having a private agent is an absolute must in this day of drop shipping. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to save this image, and then we're going to pop back over here to 1688. And you can basically just come over here, drop the image that you just saved from Callow, and just search it. And then sometimes you do want to just like extend this a little bit so it gets the full image in here. So let me just do that real quick. Are you sure? Yes. Boom. And then bang, it gives me a couple ones. So this one looks like the same one I'm selling. You do want to make sure it's like the same thing that you were selling. But I also want to see if there's other ones that might be a little cheaper, but we'll just start with this one for now. So I already know what you guys are thinking, like, what is this pricing? This is all in Chinese. I can't read this. This is why like you need the private supplier. And I also should have said you need the private supplier because you can't directly source yourself from this website. You have to have a Chinese driver's license or a Chinese ID. So that's why you need the private supplier who's living in China, who will source the products for you. So basically what I'm looking in here, all right, so it is 95 yuan. So I'm basically just going to come over here. It's 95 yuan in USD. So $13. And the next thing I want to be looking for is what is the weight of this product. So it's 1600 grams. So that will be about 1.6 kg. And it's not that big of a product, so the sizing won't be a problem. So basically I kind of like do some math. So it was $13 as a base price. So we got $13, and then shipping will probably be around $10 just because it is a more heavy product. You never want to short yourself, especially when you're trying to like self-analyze a quote. So like $12, and then you always have your supplier fee, which is like $2. So we have $27 cost to ship. So it is kind of expensive. So maybe I would go through and like look if there's any other ones like this one. This one's a little cheaper, but I want to make sure that the product quality is still good because you don't want to sell some bad product that's going to end up giving you a bunch of chargebacks. So yeah, this one looks good as well. Let me make sure they're the same. What's this? 600 milligrams. So there are a couple more options down here that look good as well. Like this one looks good, $89. Let's see if this one's maybe a little lighter too. Scroll down here, let's check for weight. So weight's right here, 1.48 kg. So this one is a little lighter. So probably go with this product just because this one would be a little bit less expensive. Not by much, but it'll be a little better. So let's see what this one is. $12, and then a little cheaper to ship. So we'll probably say that this one could be around like 12, and then it was a little less to ship, like 10 to $24. So I mean, not that different, but this will work. And then once you found this product, like this is literally just, I'm only showing you this, like how to kind of calculate your own COGS just so you don't end up getting fucked by a supplier, because some suppliers will try to scam you. My guy's good, the one that you will be applying for if you guys do need one. He is very trustworthy. He will not try to scam you. He's running a legit fulfillment company. So please use that guy, but if you're not using that guy, just kind of know how to calculate your COGS. And then the next thing, now that we see that it is on 1688, I do want to see how many people are running this product. So we'll just take here electric food warming mat. We'll just take that. I'm gonna come back over here to ads library, paste that in and see how many people. This product probably does have a decent amount of people running it, I wanna say. It seems like a product that people would probably pick up on. 68 results. Let me see.
So I only have one oven.
Not the same UGC.
You need this.
So like this is what I'm talking about. Like there's other people running similar products to this, but they're not running the same UGC. So this would be a product where I'd be like, all right, bet, yeah, I will test this product. So the next thing you guys are gonna wanna do is obviously first just send that link over to the supplier that you guys applied for, or if you guys already have your own. And then basically what you guys are doing to launch is you're just coming in here and you can just rip the top 10 videos like we talked about and then just launch them. Like you don't need to overcomplicate it. This is literally just for validating the product. Obviously, we're not going to be running these rip videos forever. We're actually going to start integrating our own marketing and our own ads. But for just proof of concept, we will be ripping these and launching these. But like I was talking about with pricing, so if it's 24 This product does look like it's pretty high quality, heats up your food. You could definitely mark this up by at least 3 to 4. I would still choose to mark it up by 4 just because you still want that bigger buffer. So if you marked it up by 4, it'd be like $96. So that is a pretty solid margin for this product, and it definitely has the perceived value to be marked up that high. If you made it this far, I already know that you're serious about making this work. You don't just want to try dropshipping, you actually want results. And that's exactly why I started my one-on-one mentorship program. It's just me walking you through step by step the same exact system I used to hit my first 10K a month and eventually be able to scale to 100K months like you guys have seen in my recent videos. So if you're finally ready to stop guessing and start earning, click the first link in the description and let's get you to your first win. Because you've already seen that it's possible, let's make it happen.